Hello, writers. Welcome to this week's Writer's Tool Shed. We're going to read week 15 example story. Angel fidgeted with his cheeseburger. He glanced left and right around the McDonald's dining area. On the left was a stout woman trying to calm her screaming child. On the right was a man with black hair, glasses, and a smudge of ink on his nose. Angel got nervous in public places. He always said the wrong thing, accidentally insulted total strangers, and would have to listen to them scold him and then storm off in a huff. He wasn't oblivious to people's feelings, and he wasn't trying to offend. He just couldn't control his words very well. A hand tapped Angel by the shoulder. He froze, and a torrent of emotions flooded over him. Was he sitting in the wrong place? Did he forget to pay for his food? Was it the manager coming to kick him out? "Excuse me, you dropped this," the lady said. Angel sighed in relief. Nothing to worry about. This time. Okay, so our first word, stout, is an adjective. It means strong in bone or structure, sturdy, bulky. You can see the glass of water here is not stout because it's tall and skinny, that kind of shape. But this teapot, I'm a little teapot, short and stout, that would be the stout shape and feel that we would be looking for. A lot of the times you hear stout as applied to a person, meaning they're kind of like big, and stout versus plump has a different connotation. So plump would have more squishiness to it. Like if something is plump, then you hold it and you can feel the squish squish in your hand. But stout has more muscle or has more structure and strength. A smudge is a noun, a stain or dirty area, often with blurry edges. So you can see the smudge of dirt here in the picture. The right part, especially, has the smudged feel because it's blurred together as opposed to the grains on the left side. If you're writing with it, smudge versus spot, again, it has to do with that blurriness. A spot would have more of a distinct shape where you could say like it's a circle or it's kind of like a figure eight shape. But a smudge would have no defined shape. It would just be like smeared over. Huff is a noun, a state of anger or annoyance. You can see these two people who are standing with their arms crossed, backs to each other. They're in a huff. They're not, they got offended for some reason. They got angry. And so they're just expressing with their body. And that's what a lot of the times you often would think of when someone is in a huff is that they're not speaking. They're angry so that they're not speaking as opposed to they are speaking. So, for instance, like if someone is in a temper, they're much more likely to yell at you or confront you. But if someone is in a huff, then they're just kind of going to look at you sideways. Oblivious is an adjective. It means clueless, totally unaware. This guy is talking on his phone while he's walking, so he's oblivious to the fact that he is near the edge of a cliff. And so it has this feeling of like you're doing something, you're focused on something, or maybe just focused on your own thoughts, maybe just looking up at the clouds. And so you don't notice what's around you, something that would be obvious to anyone else. When you're writing with it, oblivious versus forgetful. If you're forgetful, then it's kind of like you're trying your best, but you just things slip out of your mind, and they're usually things that you have to do or things in the past. But oblivious has more to do with something happening in the present right now that you're not aware of. Torrent is a noun. It means a heavy, uncontrolled flow. So these two people are standing in a torrent of rain that's just coming down, uncontrolled, very heavy from the sky. You can use torrent to talk about rain. You can use it to talk about words. Like often you'll hear like he poured a torrent of abuse into the telephone at the telemarketer who was trying to call him. Or you could apply it to emotions, like he felt a torrent of fear wash over his body. And it's just this uncontrolled flow. Torrent versus downpour. Downpour is more like this kind of like going down, coming from top to bottom situation. And a torrent is not necessarily that.